Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Top 5 Wednesday. The topic for this week is authors that you would like to write like. Now, I am not a regular or prolific writer or anything like that. I do actually have a degree in English literature and creative writing, so I used to write creatively quite a lot when I was at uni, but then since I've graduated I've just kind of fallen out of the habit of it and I just don't write as much as I used to anymore. But it's definitely something that I do want to get back into because it is still one of my lifetime ambitions to eventually write my own novel, and now that I have a little bit of extra time on my hands, I feel like I probably should be utilising that time in order to try to start making that happen a little bit. And I've been really inspired by everyone who has even attempted NaNoWriMo this month. I think you're all amazing for attempting it, so well done to you. So what I'm going to do in this video is I am going to talk about the authors that I would like to somehow emulate if I was a writer myself. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Jandy Nelson, who is a YA contemporary author of I'll Give You the Sun and also The Sky is Everywhere. And she writes YA contemporary, but it's always very angsty, emotional YA contemporary. And she writes with so much colour and so much life and so much emotion. And she's a very unique author. I've not really read any other YA contemporary that is quite like a Jandy Nelson book. It's just so beautiful, and as I said, it's so colourful and so vivid. So yeah, definitely a Jandy Nelson I would love to emulate if I was a YA contemporary author. The next one I want to talk about is Rainbow Rowell. I love her humour, particularly in this book, A Carry On, but I also love how she can also do very serious, emotional, dramatic scenes like in Eleanor and Park, and I love how she crafts very believable, relatable YA characters too, and all of her books are definitely auto-buys for me because I just get sucked into her books. I love her characters, I get very easily attached to her characters, and yeah, I would just love to emulate some of Rainbow's style and her humour as well. So yeah. The next one I want to talk about is George R.R. Martin, who of course wrote A Song of Ice and Fire or the Game of Thrones series, and I am just in total awe of how he manages to keep track of this massive cast of characters that he's created and this very intricate, complex world that he has created with Westeros. And I don't understand how he does it, I really don't, but you're always constantly interested. There's not any point, well, certainly not for me, where I got bored, and I was just fully invested in the characters, more so with the books than with the TV series. I do love the TV series, but there are certain characters in the books that I definitely feel differently about to how I feel about them in the TV show, and I think that's definitely down to George's writing, but I am just again eagerly anticipating the next book from him. So yeah, I'm total awe of how he does it. So yeah, definitely George R.R. Martin. The next one I want to talk about is definitely one of my favourite authors that you guys probably know about, and that is of course Stephen King. And I have yet to come across another author who tells a story quite like Stephen King does. He's just a total master in storytelling. I don't know how he does it. There's just something about his writing style that's so addictive and so unique. I love the way that he creates his obviously his main characters, but he also often has little side bits, and they're normally only like a couple of pages long, of a really unimportant nothing character, and it will just be like a little internal monologue from them, but it just adds something to the setting and gives you a bigger picture of the wider world of the novel. And it's just amazing how he also can write so well in so many different genres. I mostly definitely prefer his horror, but he's also a really good sci-fi writer, a really good fantasy writer, a really good thriller mystery writer as well. And I know that he's been writing for pretty much his entire life, and he has an enormous back catalogue where he's obviously got all his writing practice from, but I am just in total awe of the way that Stephen King writes and the way that he tells a story. So definitely I would love to write even a fraction as well as Stephen King. And the last one I want to talk to you about is actually a writer that I hadn't read anything from until this year, and that is Laini Taylor. And Strange the Dreamer is actually the only book of hers that I have read. I haven't read her Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, although I do own all 3 books, but I fell crazy in love with her writing style when I read Strange the Dreamer earlier this year. It's just so beautiful and lyrical and magical, and she is just a great YA fantasy writer. If you haven't read her books and you do love very pristine witty, lyrical writing and really unique but beautiful metaphors and things like that. She is really great at those, and yeah, I just absolutely love her writing style so much. So definitely Laini Taylor. And that is it for this week's Top 5 Wednesday. Who are some authors that you would like to write like? Please let me know. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.